Hi again, it's Skip Taylor, Performing Arts Coordinator at OSAC. We just completed the showcase information task and we are going to move on to touring info. Okay, so as you can see, we've completed 33% of the application. Contacts is done. Showcase info is done. We're going to move on to tour info. Okay, so again, anything with an asterisk is required. So the first thing they talk about here is performer fees. So for OSAC, we're going to ask you to include these fees. These are per show fees, and it's understood that your accommodations are included in this price. Okay, so this price will include accommodations, and you should actually also include your production. So if you need a front of house sound system, which you most likely will, we're going to go for there. Okay, so once you've kind of done your math, your homework to figure out what you need to charge for each of these ranges of shows, we're going to come down here and make a selection. So I'm going to say if I only get one show out of this showcase, I need $300 Canadian or $3,000 Canadian to cover my transportation, my accommodations, my technical requirements, and my artist fee. Okay, if I can get 2 to 3 shows, in my case, I can amortize my travel costs a little bit, so I can do it for $2,500 for 4 to 7 shows, maybe $1,750, and if I get a big tour, 8+ shows, I can do it for $1,500. Those are ranges. You will notice the ranges here have a maximum. These maximum values in here are based on what the average OSAC presenter is able to afford for each of these sizes of tours. So if you decide that your 8+ show price is going to be above $3,500, it's unlikely that you're a good candidate to tour with OSAC. So certainly you can call me, we can discuss it, but my suggestion is if you're above that for 8+ shows, it's going to be very difficult for you to secure a showcase slot, just because you're going to be outside the budgetary means of most of the OSAC presenters. Okay, here we get into the show and performance details. So if you have a specific show title, so I'm just going to call it Skip Boogie's Dream, you can enter this information. Again, there's not red stars here, so you don't necessarily have to. So in this case, I'm going to put 90 minutes for my minimum and 90 for my maximum. If you read the terms and conditions and the provisions and conference profile, our adult show, that's kind of the time that it is. Load-in time, in my case, I'm going to say it takes me 60 minutes, and there'll be actually one touring performer, and there will be one tech person as well. Touring availability, so for here I'm going to indicate any dates that are not available or are available. So I'm going to say not available January 2017, as I will be touring with Jay-Z. Okay, I've got this awesome gig, so if I'm going to do these shows, it can't be around there. Okay, 3-year touring history. So if you have a large tour history, you could, especially some large ones, so in this case I'm going to say toured June 14 with Kanye, 30 dates. Okay, I did have one-off show with Ludacris, but I'm not going to list it because it's only one show. This was a much larger tour. Okay, so you can list some more of that stuff there. Other offerings, anything else I'm willing to do. Certainly I'm willing to go into schools while I'm on tour. I'll do residencies, workshops, master classes, things like that. Let's say that I can do it in French, and I'll certainly lecture about beatboxing, because that would be awesome. Okay, so you can click off anything in there that you think the jury would like to know that you're able to do additional stuff, and there you go. Here's a little question that is specific to the OSAC application, and it says, do the fees above include production, sound equipment, etc., as explained in the showcase profile? Okay, so in this case we're going to follow what was recommended and say yes. Okay, so you can submit your answers in either as yes, no. If you need more information on that, again, refer to the profile or you can give me a ring as well. Okay, so once I'm all done all that, again, I can save the draft. If once I start thinking about this sound equipment question, I'm not exactly sure that these fees are going to be enough, I can save this as a draft, come back and make changes. Or if I feel that I've done my homework, I'm all ready to go, I'm going to click on Task Done. Okay, so now we're moving right along. We're 50% done. We have 3 lovely check marks, and we're halfway done our application.